So I have a question for Niall Stanage. Hello, and welcome back to the States.
Thank you very much, Adrienne. Good to be back with you.
Well, I've had people message me on Twitter and DM me on Instagram and say, why can't they get Trump, essentially? He was quoted at that rally saying, this is not a crime, not a misdemeanor, not an affair. What is it?
It is probably the weakest of the criminal cases against the former president. And I think that puts us in a really bizarre situation, Adrienne. We could perhaps see the first indictment of a former president of the United States ever. And this really heavy historical moment is being balanced on top of this pretty flimsy house of cards when it comes to the legal case. If it doesn't go forward successfully, then the former president will clearly use it to cast aspersions on other cases where, in fact, the evidence against him is more compelling, like Mar-a-Lago or like the efforts to overturn the election in Georgia in 2020.
But what is it? I mean, I want to know, does he have any truth to what he's saying? Is he partially right? That, without some kind of firm evidence here, what is the crime? Because there was already the passing over this case by a federal prosecutor. The fact is, Michael Cohen was already, he pled guilty and was convicted of making those payments. But what do they have on the former president that DA Alvin Bragg is so convinced is worthy of a grand jury investigation?
I can tell you what we think they have. What we think they have is some suggestion that expenses to pay off Stormy Daniels were falsely filed as legal expenses. Now, to your point, even that seems somewhat debatable. I mean, they were expenses to get her to sign a non-disclosure agreement, essentially. So that part is an issue. Then there's another separate point about federal election law. Again, the legalities of this get very shaky. Some years ago, John Edwards, who had been the Democratic nominee for vice president, had charges brought against him on a similar basis, the concealment of an affair, essentially. And he was acquitted also because the argument was you can want to conceal an affair to save your family embarrassment. It's not necessarily an election-related expense.
Do we think that former President Trump is going to go into all of this in his typical Trump fashion, or in light of this indictment? Has that changed the game at all in terms of his strategy moving forward?
I don't think it has changed the game at all, Adrienne, to be perfectly honest. We often see former President Trump make these statements and there is a rallying around by Republican voters backing him. We saw this just last summer when the FBI raided Mar-a-Lago and his poll ratings with Republicans actually rose in the aftermath. So I don't think he has any reason to change tack at this point.
Yeah. Once a Trump, forever a Trump, so to speak. Niall Stanage, thank you so much. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.